Good morning, and good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Don't Be That Guy. I am your host, Azriel the One. As you guys know, I always got to put out some admin notes before every video. So, our first admin note, a special shout out goes out to the one called L.A. You know what, man? I gotta be honest with you. You made a couple of jokes about me in your video. No harm taken, man. You got me to laugh about it. So, hey, kudos to you, man. It was a good video. I appreciate it. Secondly, more importantly, thank you. I appreciate your views, your comments, your subscriptions, and your shares. You guys fucking rock. I appreciate it. We're still growing by the day right now. At this current time, we're at 215 subscribers. That's cool. 85 more to go for the monthly quota. I thank you guys so much for doing your part. And of course, I appreciate the words of encouragement, the words of advice, and obviously, more importantly, you sharing the videos to discuss the issues. On that note, I also want to, again, for those people who haven't seen the other videos, but are watching this one, I would like to, again, thank you guys for your well wishes and your prayers during this time that's very difficult for my family. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but I really do appreciate it. It means a lot coming from people that I really don't personally know, but took the time to express their concerns and their well wishes during such a difficult time. And finally, this particular episode is a special edition episode because, you know, I don't do these episodes more than once a week. So the fact that I'm doing a second episode is certainly well timed. And it's well deserving because this is about Bigotry-Free TV. So let's jump right in. Now, I find the reason why she's going to end up on tonight's episode is because this woman has become the poster child of everything that is negatively said about the black woman, especially here in YouTube land. Now, I have to admit, I'm not really a fan of Big Dread 305. I've never watched his content. I don't know the brother. I don't really see a reason to engage with the man. But I found that his light commentary that was posted here on YouTube was somewhat sufficient in addressing you, but I didn't see the other half of the video. It's on his website. I will be going to watch it. But I really wish he would have cooked your ass a little bit longer because, well, bitch, you deserve it. That being said, I know you are a very special child, and that you're going to take this commentary as an attack on you, and of course, I'm going to be a rapist and all kinds of other shit. Well, then, I must say to you, please take a long walk off a short pier. Please slit your wrists and drown in a pool of your own fucking blood. Yes, I know I'm being quite disrespectful, but after listening to this woman go on at length for several weeks with this bullshit, I just can't take anymore. So this is probably one of those few videos where I'm gonna poke fun, but this is gonna sound more like a rant. But I want you guys to enjoy it because I'm gonna try to teach something at the same damn time. Don't believe me? Watch. Now, I have met many a feminist, and usually feminists and I don't get on very well. There's a few feminists of mine who I do get on well with, and we are actually quite good friends. Now, here in YouTube land, the only feminist I've ever interacted with was Mitch Archduchess. And although this woman does not always present her arguments logically or with any information, the fact is at least I can give her a point for raising the idea or the question of an argument and do so at least intelligently. And of course, you know, I did do a video about her earlier this week, so it's gonna sound like I'm backtracking. Believe me, I'm not. Moving right along. So you said that a woman can raise a man-child. Okay, see, this I'm every woman, this pro-black woman thing that you got going on, this foolery you're talking about, really? Seriously? You really believe that you can raise a man-child? Like, let's define what that statement means. Only a man can teach another man how to be a man. Since you're too slow to get it on your fucking own. What that phrase means is there are things that we as men experience, we as men encounter that women do not wholly understand. They can experience it and share the experience, but they do not quite grasp what it is to deal with men issues, i.e., for example, child support. In this country, the child support laws are very geared towards a woman. You as a woman will not understand the slights and the struggles a man has to deal with when dealing with child support issues. That's a given. I could go on ad nauseum for every single men's issue, but we all know by now, whether you are a pro-black community or just being an individual sharing your social commentary, we all can admit that there's an ad nauseum list of issues. Notwithstanding, you didn't decide to say, well, try to make a very weak argument saying, well, what about when men raise their daughters? Well, see, most men know right from the word go, right off of Front Street, that we can only raise our daughters so much before a woman is needed. Because there are only things a woman can teach another woman about being a woman. Your argument was not even close to okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Clifton Rainey makes a better argument for shit, and all he does is cuss at people. That's horrible. Seriously. Like, I have to take my glasses off because I can't believe I just said that. I can't stand that motherfucker, but that motherfucker can make an argument far better than you. And he's a complete idiot. So if I'm saying that, imagine, sweetheart, where you are on the intelligence totem pole. And I want to give you a hint. You're not the bottom man on it. You're under the bottom man. If that makes any sense for you. Translation, you are in the negative. You are actually in the ground on the intelligence totem pole. Notwithstanding, what your commentary produced tonight, or whenever you produce that video, clearly just indicates several key points I want to highlight. First off, you have this thing about people calling children bastard kids. Well, under the law, at one point on the books, that's what your kids would be considered. Now the law is changed to say children born out of wedlock, but the meaning still stays the same. Your kids are not legitimate, therefore they are bastards. Yeah, I know it sucks. If you didn't want your kids being born bastards, you should have got married or should have kept your fucking legs closed. 2, you talked about your past relationships. I'm willing to bet these men left you simply because when they realized what a neurotic bitch you are, they had common sense to get the fuck out while they still had their sanity. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have stepped over. No, I didn't. Who am I fooling? I'm just telling the fucking truth. Next, you want to introduce Christianity into your argument. Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. And for people who are watching who may be of this persuasion, this is not an attack on your person. But this is what I'm talking from a strictly biblical point of view for this one specific moment in this video. You live a lifestyle that is considered an abomination unto the Lord. For see, God made man for women and made women for men, and so he intended for the two to interact. You, as a known bisexual or homosexual female, are living contrary to the word of God, and yet you are proclaiming to knock somebody about their faith. I find that very arrogant, no, disrespectful of you. How dare you sit here and want to bring up matters of faith as if you live righteous and holy when you engage in a relationship that acts outside of the natural law, the natural order of things. Chew on that for a minute, will you? Getting back to your argument, who really gives a shit what your kid does? Because I don't. never going to meet him. So far as I'm concerned, you talking about what your kid does and what you do is irrelevant. And of course, we know Tyrone will back your shit up because that's what Tyrone does. But this video is not about him. Now, even if that were the case, and let's look at the actual case facts. Oh, excuse me. I seem to burp a lot in my videos, and that's because I smoke a lot. And apparently, I take a lot of air in because I pull my cigarettes very heavily. So please, I apologize. It seems very ill-mannered of me. But getting back to my point. You want to say, well, this is the truth, and you highlight yourself, number one. But let's look at the percentages. The facts actually show, and you can easily look up the facts of children from fatherless homes, that children from fatherless homes are more likely to have mental problems. These children are more likely to abuse drugs. These children are less likely to perform well in school. These children are less likely to come out well-adjusted adults. And let's not forget, in the black community, where children of single homes are face a special danger, because these children do end up being sexually assaulted. They do end up being beaten. They do end up being abused. You don't believe me? In the tri-state area, I believe it was about 10, 12 years ago, there was a family in New Jersey. All the daughters were well kept. The sons were starved and beaten, mistreated and neglected for years. Like, there was a 17-year-old boy weighing 80 pounds. Now, was that a single family home? No. But I say that to highlight, this is the type of situations that do occur in a single parent household more often than they do in a married one. Now, matter of fact, let me spin it this way. Children that come from single parent families are often disadvantaged in some way, especially male children. Male children require a male presence because they get their masculinity from their fathers. And what you equate to masculinity is violence, thuggery, buffoonery. Sweetie, that's not the argument of a feminist. That's an argument of a misandrist. And you're probably going to sit here and say there's no such thing as misandry, right? Wrong. You clearly hate men for whatever reason. I guess because you don't get dick, or you try to be around men, and some men dealt with you, but when they realized who you really were, they ran for the hills. And so over the years, you got frustrated, and then you started dealing with women, and you started to hate men. Simply because, well, they don't want to deal with your crazy ass. Then you have the nerve to bring up Tommy. Like, that's gonna fucking make your point any much better. Like, let's be realistic. That was something that I wish I had Miss Art Judge's laugh track so I can cue it and play it, because that was hilarious. I don't know what point you were trying to make with that, but it didn't even get off the ground. Yeah. Although, let me just stop joking around with you and just get straight to the fucking point. The fact of the matter is, in today's society, black people, we need our men to raise our children, especially our young boys. Our young boys are being found out dead or locked up. And I can promise you that most of these young men did not have a father figure or a father in their life, a positive male influence. I was lucky. Even though my parents are separated, I had positive male influences, and my father was still a part of my life. So I still did not turn out as well adjusted as I could have been, but it's better than the alternative. People I've known that had no contact with their father or no positive male influence. I'll give you an example. My cousins, drug dealers all. not near one of them had their father in their life. Who knew? Or not even their father, a positive male influence. I'm just saying. But when you make these outlandish fucking claims that you can do a better job than me, on the virtue of the fact that yes, I have a penis, I will be always better at raising a male child than you will, because I know what he's going to deal with. One being black and one being a man, I automatically know what my son will deal with. And I can prepare him far better than you can. I'm just as intelligent as you are. Okay, that's a lie. I'm far more intelligent than you. But this is just you personally. And I've experienced shit that men deal with. And you haven't. So I think my credentials speak for themselves. That's me specifically. Now, all points considered, and of course, fuck all jokes aside. If you're gonna make these outlandish fucking claims, I sincerely suggest, you do some research. Because like I said earlier, Bigotryfreetv, he roasted your roly-poly ass, and you deserved it. You talk about how it's just because men. I want to address this because this was I almost forgot to address this, but I got to address this. You made this ridiculous point about the reason why men are saying this is because women just want to fuck us and that's it. Sweetie, let me put you on something. Most black men, regardless of the fact, if they haven't, we prefer, for the most part, unless we actually like you, and looking at you and hearing you, I can't see how anyone likes you. I wonder even if your father liked you. Most of us deal with a chick like you, we want to fuck you and we will throw you out of the house ourselves. Or most of us, if we go to your place, we're looking to get the fuck out of the house not soon after. Fuck a cuddling. It sounds like to me you're the chick that wanted to cuddle and he just wanted to come in your face and keep it moving, and you're mad because you let him nut on your face, he won't kiss you. That's what it sounds like. See, if I don't understand who or what to try to tell you miss shit for brains to make such a stupid video. But I promise you, this will not be the last time you'll be on this show. In fact, I'm willing to bet within 2 weeks you'll be back here for another video you did. So, this is what I'm going to tell you, my subscribers, to do. Look out for more of these videos, because she's going to be back here. Now, before I close this video, I want to make a teachable moment, or rather, take a few seconds to give a teachable moment. Like I said earlier, black people, we need our fathers in the community. We not only need our fathers for our sons, but we need them for our daughters too. You see, I'm willing to bet that Miss Bigotryfreetv did not have a father in her life. And so that male essence, that male energy that's needed to balance the equation was missing. And as a result, she went completely to the right instead of staying in the middle. The same way, if you have a male child being raised by a father only, yes, he'll go all the way to the left with his masculinity, but there's some things, some softer lessons that only a woman can teach her son. The main point I'm saying with this is that we need balance. And with this YouTuber, forgive me ma'am if I misspell your name or mispronounce your name, Asachi Koseshi, in that I agree. When it comes to raising children, we need both. We need parents, male and female, we need them together. Now, everything else you said after the fact is irrelevant or unimportant to me, because I really don't care. But in that, I want to agree with you, because that's the idea I took from your post on Bigotryfreetv's video. We need the balance, because all too often the statistics are showing that our children are suffering when we don't have it. Our daughters are giving birth to bastard babies at an alarming rate. Our sons are not raising their children and are instead finding themselves 6 feet in the ground or 6 plus years behind bars. Either which way, it does not bode well for our community if our fathers are not present in our lives. As far as young men are concerned, a father can teach his son, especially a black man, can teach his son that in this country, there are things you must be prepared for. You're going to have to work twice as hard to go half as far than your counterparts simply because you are black and you are a man. And to some level, they fear you. They fear you because if you are a black man and you are able against all odds to still achieve success, then you are a man to be feared because you can do anything you set your fucking mind to. So they know by taking you, the fathers, out of the homes, your children cannot go as far. They have no example on how they should push themselves to achieve. They have no form of a role model by which they can measure everything that they do in their lives against. And what ends up happening, because the fathers are not here, now these women must play roles that are not natural for them, that they know nothing about, and the children suffer for it. Black men, you need to take 2014, this year, you got kids. You need to be in their lives. You want to help change the black community? We start this year. We start now. Get your kids, man. Grow with your families. Make family your #1 goal this year. I'm out.